Here's another question.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey everyone, my name is Mabed, and I'm
What's
18.
the name? Abed?
Mabed.
I think first name P.
Mabed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Chinese name. P. Mabed. Yeah.
Be my bad.
And I'm 18 from London. For my whole life, my dad has been this dark cloud over my life, and anytime I see or think of him, it brings me anxiety and depression. He is from Bangladesh, and I was raised in London, so I understand there is a cultural difference. However, as a child, nearly every day, I watched him emotionally and physically abuse my mother. My mother is a reserved British Bengali woman, and after 12 years of an abusive marriage, she finally built up the courage to leave him. I was never more happy, but that wasn't the end. He would regularly show up at our house and get into yelling matches with my mom, which would inevitably end up with my mom getting hurt badly. I felt so weak and small as a kid because I couldn't do anything to stop him. On top of this, the Bengali community is very judgmental about divorces, meaning a lot of people broke ties with my mother and she was left a broken woman. My mom didn't inform police about any of the abuse, so he could keep his job as a teacher, which therefore meant he was allowed to take my sister and I every weekend. Now, at the age of 18, I am still scared of him and I am a wimp of a man. I regularly get emotionally abused and also physically hit by him for not getting good grades or not doing something his way. In my culture, I am expected to get a good job and give all my money to my parents, which really demotivates me. He tells me he has the worst luck in the world because he ended up with a son like me. Oh. I hate everything about my life and I can't see any happiness in my future with him in my life. Let me see. What can I do to deal with someone like this?
Hey, baby, next time just edit it down.
I thought that was a very...
I know, but just next time just take 3 of the most important lines.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't paraphrase.
Read out the rest because it's like, I tuned out after the first, but it's fine. Anyway, Bangladesh.
What you do?
No, let me say.
You go. Your turn. I did the Bono hole.
No, my point of view is this, is that, my parents were the same, right? Very traditional Korean. My dad beat the fuck out of my brother and I with baseball bats and golf clubs, right? And blood coming out of my mom, her mouth, missing teeth. My dad was very violent. And then when I, graduated from high school, you have to go to college and all that stuff, right? And I was just like, Dad, I got all Fs in high school. What the fuck? I went to 3 rehabs. I can't go nowhere, right? And he was trying to take over the business. I go, fuck it. Fuck you, right? And I'm going to make it as a comedian, an artist, okay? And I did everything I could. I used him, right, to motivate me to get out of, the situation that I was in. I came to LA with nothing, and I built a somewhat fine, okay career, and I.
But if you're living under his house, like let's say, were you
I would have
afraid
left.
of him?
I would have fucking left.
Did you fear him?
Yeah, but you know what, dude? It's like at some point, you have to go. I'm not Korean. I am Korean. My blood. My ethnicity. But in terms of cultural, I'm not. I'm not really even American. I'm just my own thing. I'm just a weird dude, right? But I do know this is that I don't like stress, and I don't like that feeling of like, I get depressed easy. I have to do what I didn't want to do. And for this guy, I think he just needs to fucking cut the chains and fly.
Yeah, it's true.
Go ahead, Harley.
How old is he?
18.
Yeah, he has to get out. And he has to forgive. Have you ever forgiven your dad? Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Have you ever forgiven him?
He had a stroke, bro.
He did?
Yeah.
Have you ever forgiven him?
I completely forgive my dad. When he had the stroke, my brother and I were both looking at him. We were both crying because he was in the hospital, and he couldn't talk. He was going like that, right? And we were both on our knees crying. This is 4 or 5 years ago, and at that moment I said, all that.
Good.
Just went away. I love my dad. I love my mom, but did I love him in my 20s? Not really.
Not a lot to love, it sounds like.
Yeah, but I found it, and when I got on my hand, and he apologized eventually. He said, "I'm sorry. I didn't think that you could do it, and you did it."
It's beautiful.
And I went. I spit right in his face.
Did you?
No.
I fucking urined in his mouth.
I'm sorry to hear your dad had a stroke.
It's
That's
fine.
tough.
It's
But
fine.
I'm
He's
glad
still
you guys
alive.
had forgiveness.
Why?
Because that's the only way you can move
Do you
on.
forgive your dad?
Forgive everybody for everything. Yeah.
You do? Mm-hmm. Did you have a rough one?
No, I had a great parents. Yeah. But I had to forgive them for certain things that, every kid has things they feel were unjust or weren't right or good. So, but this child or this boy, this 18-year-old needs to forgive his father, even though it's brutal, and he just has to walk away. He has to move out of that, take himself out of that environment. But he can't leave if he's carrying all that anger because it'll be on his back like a piano. So he has to look him in the eye. He can't change his dad. So all he can do is look him in the eye and say, I love you, I forgive you, goodbye. And then he can walk away as a whole person. And his father will have to stay with what he's created.
Yeah.
And that's it. But that's important. I'm glad you had that moment with your dad. That's good. That's beautiful.
What?
The forgiveness. You forgave him.
Yeah, but
He forgave you.
It's okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, but it's okay.
It is.
I don't know what you're doing.
It's good.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't know what you're doing.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're acting like your fucking Elvis fucking lips are like going crazy waves on me, right? Yeah, like that, and you're like looking at me with your little glossy eyes.
A little forgiveness.
And you keep repeating it, right? It gets to the point where you're challenging me. All right.
But I forgive you for that.
What? Stop. Fuck you.
Will you forgive me?
No, I don't forgive you.
I
Fuck
forgive you.
For what?
For fucking me. You just said fuck me.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
Yeah. You know what, dude? I'm gonna let this go. All right. I'm gonna pretend this never happened. All right. Forget the forgiving.
Too late, player.
You already did it.
It's already done. I already forgave you.
Yeah. All right.
We are
We're
whole,
good.
buddy. We are whole. Me
We're
and
whole
you.
and divided. For sure. Okay. You have anything to promote, fucknut?